Yo, what's up, YouTube family? Back in the shop on a Thursday afternoon and ready to get back to work on the 63 Impala project. One of those days, once again, we're not really feeling very motivated and don't really want to do any work, but I'm pushing myself and I'm going to do some work. So, where we left off, the top of these quarters, center of the between the trunk and the rear glass was done. This side, top of the quarter, was sanded, and also we started the initial sanding on the top of this fender. In all cases, none of it is 100% done, but that's not going to stop me from starting on another panel. So I decided I'm gonna sand on the trunk today because hey, if I'm doing all this work already in the back here and I'm gonna have to polish up the whole damn back, I don't know why I'm hesitating with the trunk. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this bad boy out. You can see it real good now and how not so great it's looking, with a bunch of orange peel and a little bit of trash and whatnot. But hopefully I'll be able to get it nice and flat and nice and cleared up, so that you don't see that haziness anymore and you get a nice luster, beautiful shine from it. Same for the other portions of the car. I did get the compound I was looking for, or that I was recommended to me. So Ron, there you go, man. We got the Wizards and we got the wool pads. So we'll see what happens when we start polishing, if that really makes that much of a difference. But we'll take your word for it. So we're gonna give it a try. But what I was starting to say is, in addition to the stuff with the trunk, I'm gonna try to sand this entire fender, not just that top portion, okay? And probably the door too. We had skipped the door before because it's not that bad, but once these other panels are all super flat and this one still might have a little bit of trash, at that point it's just like, whatever, man, just sand it too. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Don't know that I'm gonna get all of that sanded out today because it sounds real easy, but that's a lot of sanding. So I'll do what I can, and what I can't finish today, we'll get back onto that tomorrow. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the order for the day. This side has pretty much been sanded, at least the upper portion of it. The roof has been done. The hood has been done, but I want to go back over the hood with that Wizards compound just to see if it can make some improvement to some of the imperfections that are currently there. And yeah, that's about it, man. So really, if we are able to get this whole side and the back of it done, then we can say we're good from a sanding and buffing perspective. And then we'll take a step back and look at the car and see how it really came out. And hopefully we'll be able to check all the boxes and just move forward with assembly. Because let me tell you, man, it's really getting cold. Temperatures are starting off real low in the mornings. And this week, I think tomorrow we're going to get a little bit lucky and it's going to bounce back to like 78, but it's still going to start off at like 40 or something like that. But the following week, it's going to be much cooler. We got some rain that'll be coming, et cetera, et cetera. So, I need to, even that's another reason why I said I don't really feel like it today, but I know I have to do it because otherwise the weather is not going to be cooperating. It could be wet and hair. It's for sure going to start to be a little chillier. And me personally, when it gets cold, man, my motivation really drops. You guys will see some of that where I'm going to slow up on some of the work, and maybe at that time I'll go back to doing lives or something, but we'll see. We will see. I mean, I'm going to still be working, but it won't be at this pace because, yeah, it gets cold. And although I have a way to kind of warm the place up, it takes a while because, as you guys can see, it's a big space. Big space. So to heat that up with the unconventional means takes some time, But either way, we're going to keep pushing. And yeah, I think it's a good point for me to get started on the work. Yeah. So I'm gonna hit the pause button now, and I'll come back to you guys when we get a little progress going on. Thanks. Hey guys, just brought you back real quick just to show you some of the progress. As you can see, it's underwhelming. It's a bit minimal. But man, I'm doing all of this by hand. I'm just using this small block here. Just to err on the side of caution, since when I previously used the DA, it left some heavy marks behind, even though I was using 1500, 2000 grit. I don't know if I put too much pressure on it or what, but I'm just trying to avoid the hassle I had with that, with trying to get all those swirl marks out. So I'm just opting to thug it out with the hand block. So, I was talking real spicy earlier, like, oh yeah, I'd like to sand the whole side of this car, the fender, the door, the trunk, everything, right? But clearly that's not gonna happen today. Because like I said, I have already at 30 minutes into this panel, okay? And I still have to do quite a bit more. Yep, so where we're at, I'll be lucky if I just get the trunk sanded today, which that's what I'm gonna adapt and make that the new objective. So I'm gonna get back on it, see what I can make happen. But as you can see, although the clear looks decent, there's some miscellaneous fish eyes and stuff like that in it, things I'm trying to sand out. Yeah, so those are all the things that keep it from being an easy task, right? You gotta sand and sand and sand some more until you get all of that stuff out. But ultimately, it's worth it when you see the shine you get without that crap in there once you are able to cut and buff it. So anyway, just a quick commentary and a little update so you guys see a little something. I'm gonna put you back on pause and get back to sanding and try to tackle the entire trunk. I might not even get that done the way I'm feeling, but I'm gonna at least try. So thanks for rocking with me, guys. Motor City Customs, and I'll be right back. Peace. All right, guys, we're back, and for the most part, we got the trunk sanded out. Some sections we spent more time on than others. We still have more work to do, but man, believe it or not, it took quite a bit of time. Like I said, I was a little bit too optimistic, thinking I could sand a lot more than I had time to do today. But this far right quadrant of the trunk, that sanded out pretty good. It still needs to be gone over with 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, etc. But we'll see. I might do an experiment now that I got that Wizard Turbo cut. And as you see, right on the label, it says removes 1,200 and 1,500 scratches. So if that's really the case, then I'm done sanding this panel. But I don't know. I'm gonna at least go over it a little bit more with some finer sandpaper, just to try to help the situation and see how it buffs out. And then maybe the center section, I'll go a step further. And then this far section, maybe I'll go all the way to the 5,000. Then I'll be able to have a real, true test of what the wool pad and the compound can really do, and I'll know what I need to do for the remainder of the car. So I think that's a good test. We'll probably do that tomorrow, because like I said, I kind of reached the end of my time limit for today for what I had available to spend on the car. But again, I'm happy. We made a step forward. So now pretty much the whole back end is in the process of being sanded. I got a little bit more to do, but we're not gonna trip off of that. We'll just keep working on it little by little and get it done. Almost there, guys. So, before you know it, the whole car is gonna be done. It's gonna look real good. And yeah, it'll be something to talk about. Like, wow, you did that. Yep, I didn't get to this fender. So that's another thing for tomorrow. But I'm not gonna jump around, a bunch of, start here, jump up there. I'm gonna finish in the back. So the top of these rear quarters, the trunk area, etc. I'm gonna have all of that 100% sanded out before I move back to that fender. Then once I get to the fender, I'll go ahead and do the door as well on the passenger side. and we should be smooth sailing from there. You know, so far so good. Moving slowly but surely. And like I said, just a little bit forward every day. That'll get it done, slow and steady. You know, there's no reason to rush here. With all that said, though, I think that's a good stopping point for today. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch the video. If you enjoyed the content, please hit the like button. If you're new here, subscribe. Adjust the bell notifications to all so you don't miss any of the content. And yeah, take it from there. Explore the channel, check out some of the previous content, and stay tuned because we'll continue to work on this car and drop content as often as possible. I'm your host, Shawnee C. at Motor City Customs, and we're out of here for today. Peace.